little bit early because city's gonna go on a little bit longer. How's everyone doing tonight? Like I said, just bear with me a minute. Alrighty. We got everything just about set up. Gonna be working a little bit different on the audio for tonight, just so y'all know. So bear with me. If it's a little bit quiet, let me know. I'll be glad to tweak it. Just don't want it to be too quiet on one end or the other. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We're just gonna go to. Don't want to go anymore, so bring down the music just a little bit here. So we're at Tuesday, May 23rd. New content pack came out. As you can see, here's all the DLC I'm running. Here's the new ones. Railroads of Japan, Industrial Evolution, Brooklyn and Queens, and the Hotel and Retreats, which is a mini expansion, similar to the plazas and promenades. Promenades, depends on how you want to say it. There was also a content update push today. So we have some reworking to the trolley buses, as well as there were some new maps added today, which is one of the ones we're going to be playing. We are personally going to be doing the Coastal Flatland. But there's also Emerald Cliffs, 72% build area, European themed, has all the outside connections. Decent resource spread. Maze Valley looks like a very interesting one. I like the cliff. 74% build area, European. Again, decent resources, all the outside connections, so we're not going to be struggling there. This one, Shifting Sands, just tropical themed. I don't personally care for the look of the map. You know, I might be able to tweak it some with a custom map theme or something, but I don't like how it looks. It looks kind of like a weird mismatch of desert and regular land, and I just don't like how it's blended. Then we have Weaving Waters, which is another river kind of delta map coming down. 84% build area, good build area. All your connections as well as some resources. But like I said, we're going to be doing coastal flatland. I already have a starting one. We are going to be calling this map city Sakura Bay. It's going to be, we're going to utilize a lot of the Japanese resources we have, even though it looks to be a temperate map theme. Going to try and keep a tropical feel to it. We just won't have the palm trees, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But we're in game now. Let me check audio. Like I said, I'm experimenting with a new audio setup for the game audio. I was getting bleed over with the OCRP streams from TeamSpeak and everything like that, so I isolated the audio. It's just going to be getting the volumes and levels all right now. So, this map here, this is our starting tile. As you see, I already built the first road. We zoom out. Like I said, I like this one. Got a nice long map of beach, an island that we could potentially grab. Use as maybe a tourist island or a fishing village or something like that. Good road connections all the way through that I can see. We got a rail connection, but it is out there. Looks like it's going to be a bit to reach it for sure. I want to, just we're going to have to build quite a few grids that way, but we're going to go ahead and get started now. And we'll, as we go, we'll unlock. We do have the new zoning feature here. The toggle zoning. You can toggle to which side of the road you want the zoning to appear, if at all. So that's going to be great when we start getting into the tightly packed densities. That way you don't get one facing one road and one facing the other when they're in the same grid section. And work great for pedestrian areas. We also have this castle ruin deal. We'll see if we can utilize it without destroying any of it. Kind of make it a nice park maybe. So I'll try and avoid polluting too much in that direction. We have a decent patch of fertile land here for farming. A little bit of logging out this way potentially. But I think our primary industry on this is going to be fishing for obvious reasons. But we have a nice river source as well as this bay. Like I said, I'm leaning towards making this a nice fishing industry. A little bit of residential. And we can also set up a nice ferry route to and from. But I'm thinking tourism is going to be a lot of our bread and butter. I'm actually leaning towards this grid here will be a lot of our industry. Since we already have a lot of trees, we can pack some density, put a ramp here to use the freeway as well as a sea connection. Then the farming, and this will be working into our tourism, which will go this way. But we'll go ahead and get started. There are a few new road types. A lot of them I saw are focused on trolley buses. As we see them, we will check them out, but we got to get some population going first. So, one new feature right off the bat is the advanced coal power plant. I believe it is with the Green Cities DLC. If you have it, it includes it in the update push they did today. 56 on the output versus 40. Pollution is 10 versus 50, which is a huge difference to start off. Great price point too, only 35,000. It's a little bit more than the base coal, but the pollution effect is going to be the huge factor. But what I'm going to do now is take this road, go all the way out here, and we will Well, that was my mistake, but as you can see, this is a regular 2-lane road. For my own clicking, I did not include zoning, so it will not allow me to place on the road, as you can see. However, if I want to change, as you can see here, clicking there is the left side of the road, clicking here is right side, clicking here is neither side, clicking here is both sides. Now, from what I read, when you zone, say you click the left, it's going to be in the direction you place the road. So if this is your start point, that's your end point. The left side will be the left side from where you started that road section. So obviously right side would be there. That is neither than there. But for now, we will include it. And I think that's going to be a great feature for building certain industries and such. If you want to zone an area and you want to make sure nothing gets built on that side of the road, that's the way to go about it. But so we have our power. Now we are going to go with some residential, which I'm going to put down in this direction here. We are going to go ahead and start switching to our dirt roads now, reduce some of our cost. And for a quote, a flat map, I like the so we are going to go ahead and start zoning some basics. And of course, all of this will be changed as the city grows. Apologies for that. Traffic outside the house. And we're going to put a little bit there. And to see. Now we need to get some water. Yeah, I was hoping I would have just got it to reach, but for now that will be okay. And we need to get some water lines running. And the last thing I'm going to need is to get some sewage. And now, unfortunately, for the water, I honestly think we're going to need to go inland for now. Not forever, just off the start, because I want to get some better sewage solutions. And now this build is completely mod free. There we go, we should have sewage now. And we are watching the influx of new properties. So like I said, with this being mod free, we don't have all the tools we usually do. But also with this update being pushed today, a lot of them were flagging as potentially incompatible until they update the mods. Excuse me. So, how's everyone's Tuesday? And we'll go ahead and pick up the speed a little bit more. Oh, looking at some of the jumps, 380 will be our first milestone, 750, 1200. Just looking, there's one of the new bus depots. Now, one feature I wish they would have added is with dirt roads and such, similar to Traffic President, I wish you could turn the parking off in the base game. So now you can adjust the junction and the route, but you can't actually restrict anything. I mean, I know there's different road types that don't have parking, but with the base roads, it would be nice if we had some of the ability to do that. So we're going to continue expanding on. Let's space it out just by one. And so yeah, with the zoning, I see it becoming very useful, especially building these neighborhood collectors that, you know, go out to the main collectors. So these roads, they can zone both sides, but you can actually strip the zoning from these, and that way none of the houses will do what this one did here, which is face this road. They will face that side. But for now, it's okay. Once we start upgrading roads and doing more finalized areas, it will we'll start critiquing it on that. Right now, I just want to get these first few milestones done. Give me 1 second. Apologies, I forgot to pause. All right. Sorry about that. Forgot to make a share that we were streaming. Well, then I took care of that, so. And there's that right there. We should also, with this, start seeing some newer industry buildings. Hopefully a little more variety than before. So back over here. Yeah, we are definitely growing rather rapidly. But the good thing is for example, let me pause real quick. I will this section of road here, I'm going to remove the zoning there as well as there. That way, when these homes start building here, they will not build along this road, which is my goal. So as you can see here, they're no longer that house rebuilt. There will be no building on these roads here, which should be nice. Also helps too if you're not much of a modded player. Say you have a weird hill or altitude change, and if it builds sideways, it looks kind of funky, like it's built, you know, crooked on a hill. That way you can get more of a plateau look, which should help with appearances. So we need to get trash pickup wood. And we're going to use the small garbage trucks. They're also, as you can see here, these are new to the content update. Instead of having all the weird novelty vehicles. I know they added another novelty one, but there's more, quote, realistic looking. But that should help have our garbage pickup going. We're gonna build some more roads. Definitely getting a boom out of the residential area. So anyone watching, or have y'all been following the updates for Cities 2, the few that we have in between? I'm excited for it. I mean, we've had some time since the last cities we had, so I'm excited. Biggest thing I think I personally am looking forward to is I'm really hoping they get into multi-zonings. So, for example, a apartment above a restaurant or something like that. It would be a really nice add-on being able to do that. Also, potentially these like, the weird thing in Cities 1 is whenever you're building an area is not necessarily just one sprawling city and you want to separate regions, the water and the power is linked even if the networks aren't linked in their own. I wish they would implement something where you can either zone different power grids or water grids, or using district controls maybe shows what power is available in a district. But I know it's not going to be added to this cities, but maybe in Cities 2 we'll get something that'll help along those lines. I thought I had enough water. Now we do. Once this power jumps, we can rid ourselves of those lines. Get a little bit more residential. That'll be the next thing we go for. We're gonna need 10,000 to get a medical clinic in. And we got our districts now, which is gonna help. And our specializations, which is gonna help a lot over here. I'm going to set it to industrial evolution. And we'll be able to see some of those new styles growing. As for a medical clinic, I'm thinking let's do it right here. Maybe we can get some health coverage for our city. Those that are joining the stream, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Not quite Wednesday with the hump day, but we're getting there through this week. And it's starting to place some of these new industrial evolution buildings. Not too bad, definitely turn of the century. Red masonry, smokestacks. But I know they change quite a bit as they level up, and some of the later levels look really nice, at least from what I've seen. But we're looking decent over here. We're steadily gaining people still, which is a great positive. I'm thinking we can go ahead and place another straight section of road. And if you notice right here, we are starting to get kind of a collector in here. I like the direction. We'll follow it down to the beach. The beach will have a main road that runs the length. And get our... we got water on the top grid covered. One thing I want to do real quick, and we're going to utilize these tools to make sure that there is no zoning on this main road here. We'll probably lose a grid once we get that larger road placed in there, which I see inevitably happening over time, but for now we should be okay. Check these over here. Our next milestone will be 1200. I'm leaning more towards the modern appearing firehouse, and like I said, since we have the theme we're leaning to, we're going to use the more European style trucks versus the American tiller. But we can, one thing I would like to do is go ahead and zone this first area. Does anyone in chat have any ideas for a name for the district? If not, I have a list. Right now it is King Square. I'm thinking for this district, let's do just leave it default for now. When we start building up a city area, we'll give a shot to the Brooklyn and Queens. But I believe at 1200 do we start getting public transport? Or is it 1900? 1900 and we get trams and buses. But here's our little industry area. I zoned it for the industrial evolution. So these are some of the assets that are available in the new content creator pack. Like I said, as they level up, once we get parks and whatnot unlocked, we'll be able to help level them up some more. But right now we got a decent little sprawl going on. Very mismatched here. Like I said, I don't want to really redistrict this right now or add a style to it because it's going to cause everything to rebuild. I would like to get that next population boom. So we're going to keep, like I said, I got zoning and everything here already, so we're just kind of in that waiting cycle. We'll speed up time a little bit and That will help out. Waiting to get enough money to get a police station. One thing I did see, I believe. I don't imagine it. Here it is. The Railways of Japan, the police box, has no patrol car, which is interesting. I'm thinking we'll drop down one of these. 4 cars should be a pretty good start for our town. And we will look at, it'll just be a regular police car. Now, if I wasn't doing this completely mod asset free, I would look at getting some vehicles. That is usually the one thing that I add if any assets or the vehicle changes, so we can get some better looking service vehicles that match more the theme that we're going for. Also, depending on this as well, we could look at getting some more building themes for the areas. But like I said, I kind of want to focus on the new content creator packs. Try them out, see how they work, especially with the update push. I want to get into the hotels and everything like that. And so we've hit 1200. We have some unique buildings. We unlocked the fishing industry, which will be huge for us. That is what we are going to focus on pretty quickly. We have a lot of parks and whatnot unlocked now, which is going to help us, as well as some of the baseball complexes and everything. That's going to allow us to start kind of tailoring the area. Now, we should have a tile. I'm going to pause real quick. And we're going to look at what we want to go with first. Now, as you can see, the rail connection is out there on this map. So we're going to need to build this way at some point. Didn't really want to, I wanted to stay on the coast, but I want to get a rail connection in. But as for the first, I would like to go here. Mainly the water for the fishing industry, but this beach right here is where I want to start building the harbor area, where all the fishing docks and whatnot will be stored. So that way from here, as you see this road we can come straight out here and be right where we need to be. We have forest right north of here to build a little forestry industry. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump a road there. We are looking at needing more industry, like I figured. Now, as everyone knows, fishing industry in this works a bit different. So we are looking at having to build along here. Looks like our main industry right off the bat is going to be anchovy and shellfish, which is perfectly fine. There's a few patches of salmon showing up by the looks of it. Not enough for it at the time. The river definitely is filled with shellfish as well. We got more anchovies. Looks like with the depths the way they are, the main thing we're going to be doing is shellfish and anchovy, which is fine. But going into our topography. Bear with me, it's been a minute. There we go. Not that bad. What I may do is build out a little bit, level it out. But the sloping is not that bad to begin with, but I would like to get an even waterfront here so I can put a key in. How's everyone going? Those that have joined in, hope y'all are having a good Tuesday. Let's bring the strength up and brush size. We will bring this out just a little bit. And we're spending a nice little chunk on that, but that is gonna work. Because now I would like to come back in. We also have these that got added recently. Not with this content pack today, but I would like to utilize these further down in the tourist areas. But for here, I would like to Get that built up, just like so. Now, from here, of course it would be too high. Of course. One downside of not running mods. Funny, that step is too high up. What we could potentially do is go in to the terrain tool and grab this. See if that can help. I'm trying to see where exactly it's too high. I mean, yeah, that is a pretty substantial slope there, which I think is the main issue. What I might do though is looking at here, let's grab something around there. Try this. A bit further out perhaps. Apologies. Let's see if I can get this built up enough. So is it just not liking the wall? Let me see what I can do about that. I think I might have realized what I did wrong here. And bear with me, I'm out of practice with this game, especially building on the beaches. But now, I'd like to try building this wall again. There we go, that's what I wanted. One thing I would also like to see, I know it's relatively simple mod to set up, is some better power line options than just high voltage transfer lines. But I know you can jump power. Once you can jump power, it's not. We are going to need to take a small loan. going to work on setting up this grid now, which is right here. The first thing we're going to need to do is watch these boats. I want to make sure we're getting 100%. Gonna want to be getting that right at 100% when they return back. Which I think the route is way too large. Yeah, we need to cut a large chunk out of it. Because, yeah, we got massive difference in route. So, looking at the route. See how this one handles it. 70, 80, 90. That'll work. It's not the best looking, but we're in business now. We have fishing industry started. We will expand this area around the industries. They got a little bit of timber industry there, maybe a little bit on this side as well. Work over here. We'll have some generic industry separating, going into a commercial patch, into residential, and it'll sprawl out to the beach, which will split eventually into tourism and continue on. But give me 1 minute. I'm going to take a quick bio and we will be back. Alrighty, and I'm back. bringing up my audio just a smidge. Hopefully that's a lot better for y'all. All right, and we're back. Bear with me. So, back to what we were doing. We are going to start expanding into some forestry along this section of road. First thing I would like to look at is we are going to be upgrading this stretch of road here. So we are going to squeeze some of the forestry into here. It's not a large area, but for a low forestry industry, it can work, and we can also increase the rate of it. So let's go ahead and work towards that. So I have the farming industry we could look at here, residential. I'm going to look at, I think over here, putting a small patch of residential. But for now, I would like to get this small forestry district started. The beach is right there, so I'm gonna offset it just a slight bit. And that was a mistake on my part, the way I drew that out. And there we go. And this I actually do have a name for. And it is going to be bear with me, I have some notes I made before the stream just so we had some options for names. The Yamamoto Timber Company. Now, one thing I need to continue is we're going to look at the trees we have down here. So these are the beech trees. We have some beech. beach or alder. Excuse me, I'm not the most familiar with the trees of cities. I mean, I would like some Norwegian spruce, but for the area we're in, it makes sense that it wouldn't. But for simplicity purpose, we will grab the beech trees. And we are going to look at natural resources. Yeah, we're starting to get a lot more preferable timber. Yeah, some people might consider this a little bit. Alright, that should be pretty good. We need to go ahead and get the logging camp put in. I'm thinking it would be across the street. And I am personally thinking we could put it right in there potentially. But I'm thinking right in here. This can go right here. And then we need to get a few tree farms. Maximum units are 4,800 per week. We are going to have to remove those power lines, which I was not looking forward to. And we just spent a lot of money to put those in. Now what I'm thinking here is we will take a dirt road, and if it lets me get it in here. Yeah, that node being right there is not helping. What I'm thinking is going to need a small warehouse yard here, and then a couple sawmills. So according to that, that's oak, beech, alder. I like the beech. So we are going to make sure all these are running. Beech trees. There we go. Jump a little bit of power, keep the fort going. And we should start getting some raw forest products in. Yep, and we're planing timber now. Yes, and now we are getting into what is some of the new features in the game. As you see, there are bars with each of these hotels in the new hotel tab. Budget hotel, 1 star. See a little bit on the tourist, shopping, business, and I believe the last one is nature. And as you can see, there are quite a few options for hotels and whatnot, which is great. But we can't afford any of them. I mean, a budget hotel would be the one to start with for sure. But as you see, if you click on the hotel tab, you see this, there's the shopping, business would be, which we don't have any yet, and nature, which we could actually potentially put something near the logging camp, surprisingly, and boost that. But right now we have plain timber going, which is great. We should be entering some level 2s with these relatively soon too. So has anyone else that might be watching checked this out yet? Bear with me, I sometimes can be quiet as well, so. But we are definitely getting stored resource is going to be plain timber. But we are definitely going to need some more residential. So now what I'm going to do now is a bit of a pre-planning on this road. I told it I want a straight road. Why are you trying to build a curved road? Wait, now. Let's see. It's trying to curve the wrong way on me. I actually don't dislike that. Now this I'm thinking, because the district ends right here, is I'd like to build a commercial residential area right in here. Actually, no, I don't like that road after all. So we are going to try this again. Fix that connection there. Now what I'm thinking is making that curvature better there. So we're going to follow that up to here. Then we can put a little pathway there. There we go, that's not that bad. Apologies for that. Now this area here, I need to go ahead and build a district, which is oddly enough, I'm going to go for a bit more of a upper scale. Don't know if it'll be high density or not, but I want to look at some of the policies. Definitely gonna need a fishing license over here for sure. Also going to look at, I'm thinking, you know, yeah, this will be our Brooklyn Queens area. It's gonna be kind of a medium density area, not these high-end, high-dollar homes and whatnot. But our timber industry is doing good. We need to also get some water on the coastline, which is easily resolved. And let's check just in case I overlook something. See if we have any new. So as for industry again, I'm going to go ahead and get recycling set up, start getting some recycling trucks going, and we are going to try and empty out the landfill and switch over to using the recycling centers instead. But I will be back shortly. I have something come up, so